Hello friends, Jennifer with JD Designs here, and today I have a super fun layout for you featuring the new Some Kind of Wonderful paper collection from the Close to My Heart 2017 Seasonal Expressions 1 Idea Book. If you've not had a chance to check out this great supplement from Close to My Heart, you should head over to my online store at jddesigns.ctmh.com and click the Idea Book section to view it today. There's a lot of fun paper in here, lots of fun stamps, so much beautiful, yummy wonderfulness. So head on over there today and check this out. But first up, let me show you. Here's Some Kind of Wonderful, the collection that we'll be working with today. You can see it features bright, fun colors. It's kind of themed as our teen, a little bit more bright, popular colors teen collection for this supplement. Here specifically are the papers in this collection. You're gonna see there's the complements are black glitter, and there's lots of black and bold and bright, but then there's fabulous soft subtle colors to help kind of tone it down so it's not too shocking and in your face. But you'll see the very trendy fox, the eyelashes, hello, hashtags, lots of cool keywords. And again, that black and white really shows up in these accessories and the black and white dots, which are new. They're very similar to our enamel dots that we've carried. And you'll see the black and white patterns here in the paper. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this layout. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping. I have the new journaling prompt stamp set. This stamp set is one of our B-size stamp sets, so it is only $9.95, a great value, and it's great for triggering different journaling in your scrapbooking. We have things like I love, I wish, I hope, I can, I like, about me, my life, my story, this moment. This would be a great set to carry through an entire scrapbook, or to use to capture different things about your kids or about your life. This is one that I will be pulling out over and over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the complements from the Some Kind of Wonderful collection. Here I have the complements pack. I've gone ahead already and opened it up and pulled out the stickers. Lots of fun complements here. So we're going to go ahead and grab our archival black ink. And I'm actually going to get this sheet of white 12 by 12 out of the way. I don't want to accidentally stamp on it. And then we are going to use this little speech bubble here. As this is the first time I've used this stamp set, I'm going to go ahead and season it by rubbing it across the back of my hand. That helps remove any of the extra acrylic or dust or anything like that that might be on the stamp that would get in the way of a clean design. Go ahead and set the lid aside. I also like to, when I first use a stamp, have a sheet of scratch paper by, and the first time I use it, I will stamp it off a couple times just to make sure I've got a good clean impression. I'm also going to open up my Glacier ink. So the first stamp we're going to do here is going to be the Glacier. So I do just kind of a tap tap. I do a slight swivel to make sure I fully cover, and then another tap. And again, like I said, we'll stamp it off here. That looks good. So we're going to come over to this My, and we will go ahead and stamp the word My right about there. Give it a second for that ink to fully transfer and absorb into the paper. Pick that up. Set that one out of the way, and then again we'll do the story. Tap, tap, wiggle, wiggle, tap, tap. Stamp it off. Yep, I'm getting a good impression. And we'll come down here. And I'm going to overlap these slightly. We're going to stamp the word story. Kind of like that, right about there. Let that fully adhere. Set that stamp aside. And then I want to grab, let's see here, which other ones do I want? I am going to use this little Actually, I'm gonna flip this around. I'm gonna do this other speech bubble. I know I want the prompt, I love. So we'll put the words I love right here. Pardon me if my head gets in the way. And then underneath the I love, I'm gonna do this little swish or brush stroke or whatever you wanna call it to kind of help fill up some of that white space. So I've got that there. And then I do need one of these arrows. And because I'm using this layout for my son, I think I'm gonna go ahead, you know what, I am gonna use the pink one. It's super cute and it'll tie in with everything else really well. So we'll go ahead and stamp the words I am. I'm gonna peel this I love off just because I haven't cleaned it and I don't want it to get in the way. So we'll peel that off. We'll stamp the words I am right here onto this arrow. Perfect. I'm gonna set all this aside now. Close up my ink so they don't dry out while we're putting this layout together. And the rest of everything should come together fairly quickly. This is what I love about Close to My Heart is all of our products are coordinated, color coordinated. So once you kind of pick out some stuff to work with, everything just comes together so quickly and so beautifully. Set that paper aside. We're gonna grab those stickers. We'll set these compliments aside as well. I'm gonna grab my ruler because we're doing a little bit of a grid design today. So when I work with a grid design, I like to use my ruler to make sure I get it nice and straight, because when you work with a grid, if you don't have it straight, you can really tell. So what we're gonna do is I have sitting here, I have some cut squares of the B&T paper. And what I'm going to do with those is, you'll see here I have the fabulous, what we call our hero paper. So this is the main design in the Some Kind of Wonderful stack. And I've cut these into, let me double check here, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch pieces. And then we will go ahead and build up these 3 1/4 squares. I'm gonna start 1 inch down. I'm gonna get lined up here, so pardon if my head is in the way. But once I get moving, it'll move a lot quicker if I have everything lined up. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start applying these guys down. Oop, helps if you open. I'm using our new To Close to My Heart Tombow Mono adhesive. This is the permanent adhesive. You purchase the base, which is this piece here, and then you can purchase refills, and these just snap out and you can snap another one in. They're absolutely fabulous adhesives. Perfect for throwing in your craft bag to head to a crop, or using in your studio. They're great little ones to just have on hand. I do still use my big ATG, but for doing some of these smaller, quicker layouts, it's nice just to have a little handheld, something to grab, and away I go. All right, then I'm gonna leave about 1/8 of an inch of space in between. And we're gonna add little squares here. Again, I just wanna get that grid right, especially on these first ones, because it's gonna kind of trigger everything else along here. All right, then I'm gonna grab a couple of these white daisy. I have some 3 by 3 white daisy squares. We're gonna use them for photo mats, and we will use them for journaling. So you'll see how this all flows together here for real quick. All right. Stick a couple of those like that. Turn this around. I'm gonna do the same thing, just make sure I'm lined up about 1 inch. Make sure I'm even. Get everything looking good here. All right. Make sure I catch that piece of Whisper cardstock. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna add 2 more pieces of this fabulous B&T, which I absolutely love. The colors in this are just so vibrant and fun. Perfect for all year round. Great for capturing your everyday life type pictures. Stick a piece of that here. And then I've got another square of this, of the dot pattern, of the circular pattern. We're going to tuck that here in between. I actually want to turn it because the pattern matches up. I want to make sure it's slightly different, so we'll go ahead and do that. Grab another one of these squares of Whisper, or I'm sorry, of White Daisy. Whisper is the gray we're working with. Oh, and it looks like I ran out here. So we'll just quickly grab the ATG, so that way I don't have to dig out another refill. That one's stuck down. And that is, oh, take that back. I gotta pull that one back up. I'm not gonna stick that there because here we're just gonna stick a photo. And I should have grabbed a pre-cut a photo mat, but I didn't grab one. So maybe we'll grab those here in just a second. All right, we're gonna go ahead and line up here across the top. We will throw on a couple more pieces here. Got another one of these guys that's going to go across the top. And again, I'm just going to give this a slight turn so that all my edges are slightly different. Tuck that there. And again, this one's going to get a picture, so that's not going to show. Stick this guy down here, but this will take the White Daisy square. Give it one more rotate. Now I don't have to be too careful here because I'll just hook these two together. Kind of takes the guesswork out of it for me. This, and again we're just continuing to build our grid. All right, and we got one more to go. Now this one you can eyeball or you can try to get your ruler lined up in there, but it is pretty easy to eyeball because you're just matching all your corners kind of together. So I've eyeballed that one in there. I've got one more, got a couple more here of these White Daisy squares. Maybe I did cut enough to use for photo mats. We will have to see here when I am all done because I know this one goes here. How many do I have left? I need 3. Oh, I did have enough for photo mats. Don't know what I was thinking. Obviously I wasn't. So we will go ahead and stick these back down where there's going to be pictures. So then here we will have one here. And then we will stick one over here. And you could easily, if you wanted more pictures, less journaling, you could sub out some of the journal blocks and add more pictures, or however you wanted to do this layout. I am going to help us get a better visual, I keep a little camera stamp on my desk. It's pre-mounted, as you can see. It's well loved, well used. We are going to have a photo here. We will place a photo here and photo here. Set the ink out of the way. Whoops. That little corner that keeps popping up is bugging me. I don't know if I'm just picky, but I like to have those corners fully down unless I'm truly intending to give it the depth and texture. So we'll just go ahead and use a little bit of a glue pen here. There we go. All right, so here is the base of our layout. Everything is put together. Now let's go ahead and embellish it. Add a title and other fun things, and we'll get that all put together. So here I've got a piece of white daisy cardstock. I'm gonna go ahead, snip up the center, and then to each of the points, from corner to middle, and again from corner to middle. That'll give me that perfect dovetail. We'll do the same thing over here. Snip up the center, corner to middle, and then again corner to middle, and we will call that good. Get these scraps out of the way. Then to help add a little depth and texture, I'm going to use some of my 3D foam tape. This is sold in my online store, and you can go ahead and just apply. I like to use the thin when I'm scrapbooking. We sell it in 2 thicknesses. I prefer the thin because it keeps my layers less bulky. And then what I will do with it is I'm going to go ahead and stick this like this right across this, little bit lower on this, but right across the center. Just kind of center it here on this middle square in our grid, making sure I leave room for these photo mats. And then we will take our happy title off of here and very carefully peel this up, because as you can see, being scripty and being that thinner script, it can rip if you peel too fast. And then you'll want to go ahead and just use your finger and pop out the centers of the words. It's helpful if you can get them out ahead of time. Otherwise, if you stick it down, be sure to get them up right away. Use your piercing tool, your tweezers, anything you can use to help get these pieces off your cardstock before they permanently adhere as well, because you don't want to rip your cardstock trying to get them back up. All right, and then knowing that I'm going to have a little bit of this title sticking out, I'm going to use my powder tool, which I don't know if any of you have one of these. It's just a little tool that adds a little powder to the back here. But I'm going to use my powder tool to kind of dull the adhesive there so it doesn't try to stick down. And again, I'll flip it around here. A little bit of powder on the end of that one because I want that one to stick out. The very tips of the P. All right. Then let's go ahead and stick this right across here. Super cute. Line it up the way you want. And then stick that down onto there. Love, love, love the adhesive titles in our compliments packs. They really help, really help to let you use those scripty words without having to worry about them falling off or anything like that. Now I'm going to stick this little heart on, but because I want to use this heart and have it kind of pop up a little bit, what I'm going to do is take a piece of my 3D foam tape. I'm going to go ahead and just cut a strip up the back because I just want it, I don't want a full piece. I'm going to cut myself a little piece here, And I will stick it on the back of this heart. Oops. Right about there, just so it hides it. And then what I'll do is peel that backing off. I'm going to stick that so it just kind of tucks on the top here, right into that P. Just like that. Then I don't have to worry about it collapsing down because I did elevate that entire layer. And then also we stamped that I am. So then what I'll do is take this other side here and I will stick this. Actually, I'm going to trim it down just a little bit more. I didn't quite trim it straight enough. There we go. Get that out of the way. Peel this off. I'll stick this down like that. Oh, it's a little bit too big. So we're going to want to come in here, bend that back, pop that out of there. All right. And then we'll go ahead and adhere that down right about there. So it says, I am happy. That is so cute. All right, and then we're gonna do a couple glue dots on the back of this black heart. And if they're a little bit big, that's okay. We'll just fold them back. Best way to use your glue dots is to take your object and stick them to the actual dot and then peel them off the backing. Because if you peel them off the backing first, you get a big old conglomerate mess. All right. It'll just all stick to itself, or you'll stretch it out, or just it doesn't end up being very appealing or very easy to use then if you try to pull them off. Go ahead and stick this little heart right up here. We're gonna go right about there. Then I do want to add a little bit more color. So again, I'm gonna take this green, and because I don't have my pictures down yet, again, I'll just use my powder tool and get rid of some of that adhesive. And we will stick that right here. Actually, that gives it a little bit of height. So what I'm gonna do is use that little piece I had left of foam tape. Maybe not. Let's see if I can get that to be on here just right. Peel that back off of there. All right, let's see if this works better. Got that itty bitty little piece of foam tape over here. And see if I stick that there, if that'll just kind of help hold that up off that heart. And there it does. So we've got that little heart there. So cute. Oh, I'm worried that that won't stay onto that heart. So what we're gonna do is now I will stick a little glue dot here. And you don't have to do all this extras if you're recreating this layout yourself. I just like to have a little bit of height and dimension on my layouts, so that's why you'll see me fussing here. Okay, and now that that's all done, the rest of it's pretty quick and easy. Here we're gonna stick that little My Story bubble that we made. Stick that right here on this journaling block. Then we will take the little I love bubble that we did and stick that right up here to kind of prompt some journaling along this side. And then I'm going to take this other heart and again remove the sticky. And I'm going to stick that heart right here along this picture. And there we go. Isn't that not a fun and fabulous layout? I cannot wait to add pictures of my son to this layout, or of our family. It'll be perfect for any kind of pictures, but I am just super excited to add some pictures to this, and I will be sure to share a picture on my blog once I have pictures added. If you would like to order any of the Some Kind of Wonderful collection or pieces that I used here, head on over to my blog at jddesigns.ctmh.com. And if you have any questions or need any help shopping, I would be happy to help you. Either leave me a comment here or head over to my Facebook page, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you feel necessary. All my contact information will either be in the description below or on my website. Until next time, remember to design with heart. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.